Hello and welcome to the show. Right, so before we get started, I'm just going to make sure that everything is working fine. So if you hear me loud and clear, please do let me know in the comments box below. Today we're live streaming on YouTube and also on Facebook. In fact, let me just check quickly and see if everything is working fine on our Facebook page. Okay, all seems to be working okay. Fantastic. So welcome to the show. Today I have an exciting tutorial for you. I'll be showing you step by step how to create a Cyber Monday promo page, because right now we're going towards the Black Friday and also the Cyber Monday. So yesterday I did a tutorial which I'll talk about in the announcements section of the show. I did a tutorial showing you how to do a Black Friday promo page. So I'll also be showing you how to do a Cyber Monday promo page. I'll be doing this live. I haven't prepared for this, so I really want this to be sort of like the real experience, because if I have all the elements all together before I start, it doesn't seem real, because I want to sort of like replicate how it is for anyone that wants to create a brand new page on their website. So this is what I'll be doing today. So let's take a look here and let's see. Looks like my Facebook is not working. This is strange. Okay, there we go. So I think it's fine now. Right, so we have Toronto Hotspots. Thank you very much for tuning in. We also have Fazla, I think, saying hello. Good to see you. Good to see you. Awesome. Right. Perfect sound and video. Excellent. That's what I'd like to hear. Okay, let's just put this out of the way a little bit. Okay, I guess that's fine. Right, so let us get started. So first of all, let's talk about the news. So Gutenberg is the new update coming from WordPress. It was supposed to have been released on the 17th of November, but that has been pushed now to the 27th. This is quite frustrating. I am sure I've also mentioned this. From my point of view, my courses are all delayed because we're all waiting for this new interface, the editor, which is called Gutenberg, because this is going to change how things are going to look. So not only is it frustrating for me, but also for developers and also companies that work with WordPress. So it is quite frustrating, but hopefully on the 27th there won't be any further delays, and just after that release you will be seeing a lot of tutorials coming your way, because all these previous tutorials will be redundant. I mean, they won't work anymore. So from that moment onwards, the 27th moving forward, this is where we get to see the new interface, the new WordPress editor. I'll be doing a lot of tutorials on how to use it, and then thereon I'll be doing a lot of mini courses and courses using this new editor. Right, so the second thing we need to talk about here. Hi Monique, good to see you. The second thing I'll be talking about today in the announcements is, yesterday I did a full-length tutorial on how to create a Black Friday promo page. Okay, this tutorial is quite long, so if you want to see step by step how I did that, the link to that is in the show notes below as well, so you can just click that link and watch that tutorial. So this is just a tutorial which shows you how to make a Black Friday promo page. Right, so moving on, I have the offer. It's still not 100% there. It's meant for launch on Black Friday. However, if there's any one of you that wants to purchase Divi using this affiliate link, I will also give you access to the Divi Blueprint course. Now, let's talk about the membership. Okay, if you go to Mak University right now, I've just created a basic page. In fact, let me show you quickly what that looks like. So this page is going to have the main offer. So right now I've just created a quick, layout just to show, what's going to be in the actual membership. So I don't know why this is not showing full screen. Let's fix that. Okay, that's much better. Okay, so if you buy the Divi Blueprint course today, you'll get a lifetime membership worth £17 a month. I mean, $17 a month. Sorry. Right. So that is what you get per month. Now, I'm not sure on this live screen. It's not showing the full page. If that's the case, please do let me know in the comments box so I can fix this quickly. For some reason, this is not showing correctly on my side. So if you're not seeing the full page, please let me know. Okay, right, so let's take a look here. Right, so if you can see that full page, please let me know, because it doesn't look right on my side. Okay, I see it's better now. Okay, fantastic. So that's the quick offer, and the offer here is just $17 per month, or if you buy the Divi Blueprint course today, you'll get full lifetime membership to Mak University when it opens. And I've also listed a few things that you'll be able to get in the membership, and this is full access to the course library. So any courses that I create, and some of these will be in the region of $400. Some of them $197, so you will get access to that if you're a member, and also full access to mini courses. So there are courses that I will be putting together. Like right now I have some ideas. I was playing around with a plugin which enables you to see analytics on your page, and that plugin is fantastic. So these are the sort of like mini courses I'll be putting together just to show you how to enhance your WordPress website and how to make it better. Okay, we also have live training. So if there's anything specific that we need training on, I'm very happy to, come on the live and do this, but this will be purely for members only. We'll also have a live Q&A. So this is again for members only. So this is what you benefit from becoming a member of Mak University. So live Q&As, we'll be doing a lot of those. So if you have any questions, you can just list them down, and then I'll just come on live and talk about those. The other thing that I'll also be doing is premium layouts. So I'm really looking forward to making these layouts. Now I'm going to create a shop on Mak University where people can buy these layouts from. So they will range between $5 and $45. Okay, so some of these will be like highly advanced, and once all these features come through, which we're waiting for from Elegant Themes, I know right now we have dynamic content. We're also waiting for the page templates and the header and footer. So once all these are out, we'll be able to make a full layout. So I'm also waiting for that. But once that is out, this will also be accessible to all the members. And we'll also have some member perks. I'll also be talking to plugin developers, and if they can give like discounts for their plugins, these will be exclusive to the members of Mak University. Okay, great. So that is what we have on the announcements. So check out the page. If you go to macuniversity.com, and you'll be able to see that page. And I will also update the sign up, which is $5. So if you don't want to go for the Divi Blueprint course, you can always go with the first offer, which is $5 per month. And once you sign up for this initial price, or the initial offer of $5, that is what you get forever. And then after that, it will be $17 per month. And this offer, I will not do this offer again. Okay, so it's a one-time thing, and this is for the initial people that join me on this journey. Okay, so it's just the initial offer, and then after that, I won't be bringing the price down because there's going to be a lot of value coming into this Mak University. Right, so any questions so far, or anything you'd like me to highlight? Please let me know. We also have more people joining here, which is really cool. I've also forgot to mention, and this is also very important, there's a project that Daryl Wilson is working on. It's called WP Friends. This is basically a social network for WordPress users. Now, I'm going to be a part of this. I'll also be creating tutorials for that just to support the platform. I spoke to him actually last week regarding this project, and I thought about it, and I think it's a very good project because there are all these groups all over the place. So having a central place with good content creators where we can share ideas and all of that, I think this is fantastic. So I'm going to be a part of that. I am going to start creating some tutorials which will be available when the website is launched. I think it's going to be launched sometime in the beginning of the year. I'm not 100% sure, but you can always check out Daryl Wilson's website or YouTube channel for more information regarding that. Okay, right. Monique, the answer to that is yes. Just send me a receipt, but of course, in your case, in fact, you don't have to send me anything, Monique. I know you, so that's fine. I'll automatically send you the invite to Mak University. Right. Toronto Hotspot says that is great entry point, pricing strategy, truly the best Black Friday deal of 2018. Thank you very much, Toronto Hotspot. We also have Daryl Wilson saying howdy. Good to see you, Daryl. Let's take a look here. Any comments? Right. Fantastic. So what we're going to do now is we are going to go into our live tutorial. Now, if you have any questions, please do add your questions before we go into the actual tutorial. So what I'll be doing now while you're sending me your questions, if you do have any, I'm just going to adjust my screen here so that it's clear to see while I'm doing my tutorial. So just bear with me. Right. So this is a tip which I got from Daryl as well, because normally when I do my live tutorials, everything is like really, really small. So by changing my monitor size, this makes things much better. So I just want to see if I can actually do this and if this works while you're here live. Okay. Right. If you can let me know if you can see the full page. Again, right now it's showing part of the page. So if you can see the full page, please let me know in the comments box. Right, if you can see the full page, please let me know so we can carry on. Okay, so it looks like everyone can see the page. Fantastic. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to show you the page I designed yesterday. And this is the actual page. Okay, so this was the basic page. It has a red background here, and we also have a countdown timer. This is the main sort of like title for this, and then the description of the actual offer. And then here we just have some images just going across. And then here we also talk about the bonuses that you get when you sign up for whatever it is you'll be promoting on that actual Black Friday. In fact, what I'll also do is I'll also send you a link to this page so that if you want to use it, you can always go ahead and use it. Okay, so let's dive in and let's get started. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to start off by creating a brand new page. So I'm just going to go into my WordPress admin here. Right, so let's start by creating a brand new page. So I'm going to come over here to Pages and click on Add New. So we're just going to call this Cyber Monday. Click on Use the Divi Builder. Okay, and then we're going to go to the Visual Builder. Now, before we go to the Visual Builder here, these landing pages, they are actually much better, or it's actually a good rule of thumb to remove the header and the footer of these promo pages, because you don't want any distractions when people come to your website. So you want to make sure that you remove the header and the footer so that it's just the message that you're promoting on that particular page. So over here, if we take a look here on the right side, there's template. So if you click here on below, on template, there's an option to select blank page. Okay, so that's what you want to do, and then click on publish. Right, so now that we've set our template, the next thing to do now is to go to our Visual Builder. So whatever we're going to build now is going to be, very clean, no headers and footers. So here, I prefer building my page from scratch because there isn't any layouts for Black Friday or Cyber Monday that we can go into here in the pre-made layout. So we are going to build ours from scratch. So I'm going to select here, build from scratch. Now, this is something I forgot to mention as well. There's a tutorial that I did on how to create landing pages and a basic funnel. So in that I used ConvertKit. So as you can see here, it's showing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to save this page and then go back and remove this ConvertKit, because for some reason it keeps coming back on by default on all my pages. So I'm going to come back over here on Edit Page, and then I'm just going to scroll all the way down here, and then where we have ConvertKit here, I'm just going to say none. And if I click on Update, we shouldn't have anything on the page. It's going to be nice and plain. Great, so I'm going to go again and click on Build from Scratch. Right, so now you see that we have a blank page. So the next thing we're going to do here is to give a background color to this particular page. So if this is a feature that you haven't used before, this is how you can set a specific color on your page. So all the other pages on your website can have a default page that goes across the whole website, but if you want to add specific colors to specific pages, all you have to do is to come to the bottom here, click on Expand Settings, click this gear icon, and then over here we have options to go into Design, and then we also have a color palette here if you want to choose a specific color palette for this particular page. But we're not going to go and do anything there. I'm just going to come back over here on the content, click on background, and we are going to give this page a background color. So I'm just going to go with black as my content area background color. And you can also set a color here to your section background, but I'm just going to leave that as it is and just click on Save. Now, right now, it may seem like nothing has changed and we haven't added anything to the page. I will show you how to start to get that black to come through on your designs. Okay, so let's start off by creating a heading. So I'm going to come over here and create a single column. And in that column, we're going to add a text module. Okay, so let's give our title here. So we're going to call this Cyber Monday is here. Right, so this is going to be our title. So let's go ahead and stylize this. So I'm going to come over here to, in fact, let's give this a heading. Let's make this a heading 1. Let's go to design, heading text, and then we're going to change our font to Poppins. I'm just going to keep this font the same throughout this tutorial. And then over here, I'm going to come over here and choose ultra bold. So I want this nice and bold. Okay, we're going to center this. And we're going to go and increase the size. So we're going to make it nice and big. So I think 64 is good. Now, here's the thing. When you're designing your pages, you have to make sure that you also make adjustments to the other devices. So for your iPads and your mobile devices, make sure that everything is looking okay as you're designing each and every element on your page. So this is a good rule of thumb because when people visit your website, they're going to do that through different mobile devices or different screen sizes. So it's always a good idea to go in and fix that. So before I continue here, I'm just going to take a quick look and see if we have any questions. Shanu says, when will University launch? We're going to launch this on Black Friday. So Black Friday is the launch date. So what I'm going to do at the moment is I have 3 courses that I'll be moving over to Mak University. So I'll be moving over the WordPress course, which I give away for free. I'll also be moving the Photoshop for web designers and also the Divi Blueprint 3 course. So these 3 courses will be there. And behind the scenes as well, I'll also be taking a look at courses or mini courses that I'm also creating. But hopefully, you know, these will be up and running as well. Now, everyone that joins the university, I will have everyone on a mailing list. So every time something new is being added to the university, you will always get an email and know exactly what is happening there. Okay, so Black Friday is the launch date. We have Venus IT Solutions. Good to see you. The Right Way says yes, full pay. Oh, fantastic. Great. So like I said, any questions throughout this, just let me know. Occasionally, I'll just be going back to the screen, check out and see if I have any questions. And then I'll just continue creating this page step by step for you. Okay, I'm just going to check here on Facebook and see if we have any questions. Right, looks like we don't have any questions here on Facebook. I have a quick question here from Guy on Facebook. He says, can I import a web which is built by Elementor into Divi? Unfortunately, you can't, because Divi has its sort of like its own way of building the websites, and Elementor also has their own way of building their websites, so it's not compatible. The example I can give here is trying to fit BMW parts onto Audi parts, so that doesn't really work well together. Not sure if that's a good example though. But yes, these are 2 different companies, so the way they design their platforms is different, so you can't just drag anything, you know, either or on both sides. Okay, hope that answers the question. Wim says, what's the URL? Okay, let me just add my URL in here. What have I done? Oh, okay. Okay, there you go. It's macuniversity.com. Right, I will talk more about the Mak University soon as well. So, I mean, towards the end of the show. Right, so let's go back to our tutorial and let's work on this page. Right, so we have our title here. Cyber Monday is here. So let's go in and adjust our screen sizes. So here, I'm going to click this little icon, and then I'm going to click on tablet. So as you can see here on tablet, and this is what I was talking about. On tablet here, you can see now this has gone into the second line, and that's not what we need. So you can just reduce here until you're happy with the size. So I think 46 is good. And then for the phone, again, I want this in a single line. So I'm just going to reduce that until I have a single line, and 28 works perfect for that. Okay, now back to the desktop. So what I'm going to do next here is I'm going to go to Lorem 2 and get my dummy text. Okay. So this text here is just going to be the description of our page. Okay. So I'm going to save this. Click this plus button, add our text module. Select that. And this is our description. Again, I'm going to come over here to design text. We're going to center this. I'm going to scroll down here to text orientation. We're going to center it. And then I want this to go into 2 lines. So in order for me to do that, I'm going to come over here to sizing, and then I'm going to adjust the width like that, and then center it. Okay, so now we have a big title there, and we also have some text below it. So this text just pretty much describes what this Cyber Monday is for and what the offer is. Okay, so let's continue here and adjust our sizes. So I'm going to come over here to text. We're going to come over here to text fonts, set it to Poppins. We're going to increase the size. So I think 20 is good for this. Our line height. Okay, I think 1.8 is good. Now let's go in and make sure that our sizes are okay for the 3 different screens. So I'm going to come over here on tablet, and as you can see here, we can reduce the size there because it's just way too much. So I think on the tablet, this 15 is good, or maybe even 16. And then for the phone, again, I'm just going to reduce this to maybe 14. Now, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to reduce the width, because the width there doesn't look great on these devices. Okay, so I'm going to come back over here to sizing, and I'm going to click here on this little icon and just make sure that we have the right sizes. So you can see here, if we set this to 100, this looks much better. And then on the tablet, that looks great too. But what we need to do here is to reduce the size between Cyber Monday and this description. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to come over here to spacing and margin top. I'm just going to drag this down to let's say minus 18. Again, I'm going to come into these 3 different views. So for the tablet, minus 18 is fine. And for the phone, I'm just going to reduce this again to about minus 30. Right, so I'm pretty happy now with how things are laid out. Okay, so let's go ahead and save. The next stage now is to give this area here a color. So I'm going to come over here to my section settings. We're going to click on background. I'm not sure why this this error has come out. In fact, let me just save this, save the page, and just restart my page. Because sometimes when you restart this, things just work okay again. I'm not sure why that came up. Let's try again. Okay, see? Now, now it's fine. So I have no idea why that was happening. It's crazy. Okay, so now let's add our background color. So remember, when we set our page, we had a background color of black. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is to show you how to get that black color showing through on our page. So right now we have white by default on all our sections. Okay, so when we remove the color by adding transparency, this is where you get to see the color in the background. Okay, so let me show you how to do that. In fact, before we go in, let me just check and see if we have any questions here. We've got a very, very, very good question here from Toronto Hotspots saying, what's the best practice here with sizing? Global first and then tweak on individual pages? Absolutely right. So you want to start with the global. So let's say for your body text, you set it to about 18 pixels. That is where you also set your font, so your global font. So when you do that, it ensures that every page you're going to create, every post you're going to create is going to be easy, because you're just going to go in and everything will be set by default. So your headings, your line heights, your colors, your font sizes, all can be set by globally. So that's exactly what you need to do initially before you go into designing your pages. So that's a very good point you've just brought up there. So that's the best practice. First, set all your default sizes, and then as you're designing your page, this is where you can go in and make, you know, specific tweaks. Okay, right, let's see here. Peter says, is the support email on Div University working? You've never applied to my support request. Right, Peter, to be honest, I've had a few people saying they've tried to send me email to the Div University link, and they haven't had a response. So please do me a favor. Can you send me the email to, I'll just add it here. Can you send me the email to mac@makita.co.uk? Please send me to that, and then I will respond to your email. Sorry about that. Venus IT Solution says how to custom search for custom post type. We will talk about this maybe in another tutorial, but it's something definitely that I'm looking into making some tutorials on. So just keep an eye, and we will do it soon. Okay, right, so moving on. Let's go back here to our tutorial. Right, so if I drag the slider down here, you'll notice that the color now has come through. Okay, that black now has come through. So this is how you get your color to show on this background. So what we're going to do now is we're going to try something different here. Okay, so we're going to come to our gradient here, click this plus button to add our gradient color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here with radial. Okay, we're going to add a radial gradient. So on the outside, we are going to make this transparent. Okay, like that, so that we have this glow right there in the middle. Okay, so this is where we get to set our start and end position. Okay, and we can reduce this if you want to, and you can always take a look here around this area to see how this is coming along. Okay, so I think that looks better. In fact, this color here, let's make it even more dark. Okay, so we want to make it. We want to make this like really subtle. Okay, we don't want to make it too much, because our text here is going to be white. Okay, so I'm pretty much happy with that. So I'm going to go ahead now and save. We can always go back in and make some adjustments if we need to. Now, the next stage is to go in and change the colors of our text. So I'm going to click here on module settings, and let's go to design, heading text, and let's set our color to white. I think white looks better there. And then I'm also going to add a drop shadow. Okay, so that just makes this, you know, pop out a little bit. So that's good. I'm going to save that, and then I'm going to come to the second one here, click on this gear icon, and then we're going to go to design, text, and for this one here, it's easy. You can just add your color like that, but I'm not going to add my drop shadow for this. Okay, so I'm going to save. Now, this is where it's time now to add some spacing, you know, some padding here on the top. So I'm going to come over here to my section settings, click on design, spacing, and then I'm just going to increase. In fact, we don't need the padding. Now, this is what happens when you do this live and it's not a tutorial, okay? Sometimes you get to click on the wrong thing. Right, okay, so it's the padding that I need, not the margin. So I'm just going to click this dial here and just increase my padding there, just like that, and then save. Right, so this is where now we get to decide what we are going to add, or what next elements we need here for this design. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another row. So I'm going to click this plus button, And let us add, let's say 3 equal columns like that. Right, so this is where now we get to add our offers or whatever it is that we're giving away. So for this, let's use a blurb, okay? So we're going to start with adding an image. So I'm going to come over here to image and icon. And let's say it's particular items that you're selling. Again, I'm going to just create this as a theme for, let's say, a fashion theme, or if you have an online shop. But of course, this can be anything. This can be an actual product, which has nothing to do with fashion, or it can be an offer similar to Mak University, okay? But just to make things easier for me here, I'm just going to use these images that I already have. So I'm going to add that. We're going to give this a title. So I'm going to come over here to text and then say, let's say 30% off right. Let's say all dresses. Okay, so let's say that is our offer for this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back over here to Lorem 2 and just get my description here. This is just basically a short description. And then back over here, I'm going to paste it here in place like that. Right, so now let's go in and customize this. So I'm going to click here on design. So we're going to start off with the text. So this is where we can decide to either center it or just keep it as it is. So I think I'm going to just keep it as it is. Okay, so title text here. We're going to change this text to white, and we're also going to make it all caps. And over here, change it to Poppins. And we're going to make this bold. Okay, so you want this nice and bold. And then next over here is the description text. Increase the size a little bit, maybe to about 16. Make this white. Choose our font. Let's make this semi-bold. And we're also going to choose Poppins. That's a bit too much. So let's just keep this medium. Okay, let's see. Let's reduce this a little bit. Yeah, I think 15 is better. And for our line height, let's go with 1.3. Okay, so I'm pretty much happy with this. So what I'm going to do now is to style this even more. So I'm going to come over here to spacing. Now let's add padding of 20 throughout. Okay, so you can see here I'm activating this chain. So when I add my value, it's going to be added both sides. Okay, so now we have 20 around this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to save. Oh, in fact, before I save, let's see where it's best to add our background color here. So I'm going to come over here to background and add my background color. Right, so you can see here I've just added black, and this is now the color that is going to be around this item that we are promoting. So you can play around with different colors. Now you can see here, if I add this red, this looks really nice. So the idea here is when you use these modules, don't just use them in their standard way. Okay, try and customize them, stylize them, make them look a bit more, slightly different. Because if you just use the generic way of designing your pages with these elements, it's just going to look like any normal website out there. So it's very, very important to stylize all these elements, add backgrounds to them, add gradients, colors, animations and all that good stuff. So don't just create basic websites. In fact, these are the sort of things that I'll be covering in on these courses that we're going to have on Mak University. So I'll be going through discussing further how you can make all these modules, look more exciting and more appealing when you design your websites. But in this case here, these are the offers that I'm creating. And as you can see, I've changed my basic blurb module and make it look, really, really custom. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take a look at the comments and see if we have any comments so far. Right. Surprisingly, no comments at all. Well, that could mean two things. Either everything is going on okay, or it's just too difficult and no one wants to ask any questions. So please give me some feedback. I know there's over 20 people here watching. Are we on the same page right now in terms of the tutorial? Are you following me step by step? Am I going too fast? Is there anything that you want to ask me? Please do let me know in the comments box. If everything is okay, just say okay in the comments box so I can continue. Okay, we have okays here. Wayne, Carmen, Monique, Agante, good to see you. Awesome. Okay, right. So now that we have the okays, let's continue. Right. So back over here to our design. So as you can see here, I have my glow, which is blue. So ideally, you want to work with a color palette, okay? So that whatever colors you're going to use here are going to be colors that are going to work well together. So as you can see, this red here, I don't think this would work well with what we have here at the moment. So what I'm probably going to do is to change my color here and just play around with these transparencies. So you can see here as I'm dragging this transparency down, it's giving us a very good glow here, and it's taking on the transparency and the colors of this background. So I think I'm going to go with this design right here. Okay, so I'm going to just lower this down a little bit. Okay, so I'm pretty much happy with that. Now I'm going to go ahead and save. Okay, now to save me time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this 2 more times. Like that, drag this into position, like that, drag this one into position. Great. So we can see here that this glow is giving us a beautiful design here to our blurbs. Okay. Now I'm going to go into each and every one of these and change my image. So I'm going to come here to image and icon. Change that to, let's go with a different one here. So let's see. Okay, let's go with this one here. In fact, I don't want to make this just couples only. So let's get individuals as well. So I'm going to go with this guy here. And then I'm just going to change this to jackets. I'm going to save that, and then over here I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go in, change my color, my image. So this time I'm going to go with this lady here. Right. Okay, so that looks really, really cool. So what I'm going to do here is again show you something that you can also do to your images. Now remember, I mentioned that when you use these modules, don't just use the basic settings that come with these modules. Now let me show you something else that we can do to our images to just stylize our website, okay? So I'm just going to switch back over here and let's go to design. So I'm just going to click here on this image. So with the image here, I'm going to play around with my hue and saturation here. So let's say I want to make this a different color. You can see here as I'm dragging this, I've just made that black and white, which is great. So I can play around here with my brightness, okay? But of course, we don't want to be too extreme. So I want to use black and white for these, for this. So I think that looks okay. So the contrast here, you can play around with the contrast a bit. So you can see here as I'm dragging this slider, I can reduce or increase the contrast. So I'm just going to increase the contrast here to about 115. Okay, that looks better. I want to save that. And then over here, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come over here to our design. In fact, you know what? There's a quick copy module styles. I can just paste my, you can see that, paste my module styles. Now, do you see how quick I've done that just by right clicking and pasting it? So this is how you use your extend styles. Okay, just a quick feature there. Saves you a lot of time. You don't have to keep going back and forth, going into each and every module to make your changes. Okay, so now that we have these like three main offers here, so here I'm just going to say, instead of dresses, I'm just going to say maybe shoes. Okay, right, so moving on, let's have our countdown timer, because of course this needs to end at some point. So let's add our countdown timer here. So I'm going to click single column, click the plus button, and I'm going to search for my countdown timer here. Great. So by default, it comes with this color over here. So we want to get rid of this color and customize everything. Okay. So we're going to come over here to background. So for some reason, this delete doesn't work. So what I normally do is to just drag the slider all the way down, and that gives us the full transparency. Now let's go in and customize this. So I'm going to click here on this little brush tool, and then I am going to change my font here to Poppins. And also, if you want, just for the countdown timer, you can play around with different fonts. So you don't have to use this specific font throughout. You can play around with different fonts. And one way of doing this is to just come over here, to your fonts, and then just highlight on each and every font here to see which one you think might work for your design. So now I don't want this to take a lot of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick to what I have here. So I'm just going to go back here, go with my Poppins, but this time I'm going to go with ultra light. So I don't want this, like really in my face and big. So I'm just going to use ultra light. And then I'm going to play around with the sizes here. I'm going to make the size a bit smaller. Okay, so I think 32 is good. Now let me take a look at how it looks on the tablet. Okay, so I think that tablet looks fine. Okay, great. So now that we have this, the next thing I need to do here is to add to adjust my title. So I can just say over here on the title, offer ends in. And then this is the time. And by the way, if you haven't used the countdown timer, this is where you get to set your countdown. So you can say here maybe choose how many days to go. So you can always play around with this. So let's say you choose. Okay, let's go to Cyber Mondays on the 26th, right? So it's 8 days to go. Okay, so now here we also have the hours, so you can also adjust this, how you want it. Okay, so once you're done with that, this is where now we can go into our design, and let's go into our text and make some adjustments to that. So I'm going to make this all caps, and the size is a bit too much, so I'm going to reduce this to about 16. And then over here on my letter spacing, I'm just going to increase my letter spacing here. offer ends in, and then this is our countdown timer. Now over here, this days, hours, minutes, I think pretty much everyone knows when they see a countdown timer what this is. So I'm just going to click here on this little brush tool, and then I'm going to come over here to my color and just drag this all the way down until it's full transparent, and then that just gets rid of everything. Okay, next what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to our sizing and reduce the width of this whole thing. Okay, so I'm just going to reduce my width here like that, maybe to about 75%. I'm going to center it, and then I think that's it. Okay, that looks fine. I'm going to save that, and then I'm going to drag this down here. Okay, but it's your choice. You can always add this wherever you want. So if you want this all the way at the top, it's up to you. You can just have it all the way up there in the top like that. In fact, let's keep it there on the top, okay? Because that's the first thing people see when they come there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go in quickly and make some adjustments to this. So what I want to do here is to reduce the space below this countdown timer. Okay, so I'm going to come over here to design, spacing, sorry. And just drag this down like that. Now let's take a look here on the tablet. Okay. So it doesn't look like it is really off. So that looks great. I'm going to go ahead now and save. Okay, so offer ends. We have our offer there. We have Cyber Monday is here. We have our description. And then these are the sort of things that we have there on offer. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we are going to add maybe an image and some videos. Okay, some promo videos. So I'm going to click this plus button here, add a regular. So first of all, I'm just going to go with a single column, and then I'm just going to go with, in fact, we need, okay, let's add a text module. So in this text module here, we're going to add the section title. Okay, so let's say we're going to call these promo videos. Okay, so these are going to be our promo videos. Now let's go in and fix this. So I'm going to center this, scroll that, down here to text orientation. I'm going to center that, make this all caps. I'm going to make this bold, and we're going to choose Poppins. And then finally, we're just going to increase our size here. And we are going to make this white. So we might as well do that now. Great. So now that we have this, the next thing we're going to do now is to add an image to this background. Right. So before I continue, I'm just going to take a look here and see if we have any questions so far. Okay. So no questions so far. Okay. I'm just going to take a quick look here on Facebook. Okay, no questions here on Facebook too. No problem. Okay. So moving on. Okay, so moving on. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to look for an image that we can add here on the background, because I like having images in my background which I can use as my design elements. Okay, so I am going to come over here to Pexels. This is the website that I go to. So I'm just going to search for fashion. And let's see what image we can use here. And this is where it takes time, you know, when it's time to choose images to add to your website. So sometimes when I do tutorials, it looks like it's, you know, very easy to do because I have all my elements prepared. Okay, I think I saw an image here which I think could work. Let's scroll down. I think I saw a group of shoppers. Where is that? Uh-oh, that's not good. Yeah, I thought I saw a group of shoppers. All right, let's go with this one here, okay? So I'm going to click here. I'm going to download 1920 by 1281. Click on download. I'm going to close that. And then back over here, I'm going to add my image that I've just downloaded onto my section. So I'm going to click here on section settings, click on background, click the third tab, and then add my image. Click upload, select files, and this is from my downloads folder. I'm just going to select that, upload an image. Okay, so that's our image there in our background. So what I'm going to do now is to start adding all our elements that's going to go into this area here. So we need to add another row. So this time I'm going to click this plus button. Let's have maybe four videos. Okay, so I'm going to set my first video here. So as you know, by default, we get this basic video here. And this is the video that just shows us that that's where your own video can go. And if you want to add your own video, this is what you need to do. You need to come over here to this little gear icon. I'm not sure if you can see that, but this will take you here to this page. And then this is where you click on insert from URL. Okay. So it's easy as that. Right, so I have my video in place. The next thing we're going to do is to add our overlay. I always like adding overlay images. So I'm going to click here on my first image, upload an image. So that's going to be my overlay image. So instead of having that YouTube default video page or video image, you can actually add your own in here. Okay, so now I'm going to save. I'm going to duplicate this a few times. Drag this into position. So this just saves me time to keep adding, you know, stuff on there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stretch this across a bit more. So I'm going to click here on row settings, design, sizing. We are going to click on use custom width. And then this time we're going to go with percentage. And next, I'm going to come over here to use gutter width, and I'm going to reduce this to 2. So this just reduces the space between these videos, okay? Right, so now that I have that in place and we've set it to 70%, in fact it's 80%, we can increase this if we want to about maybe even 90. But the thing is, we want to see a bit of this background here, you know? So we can decide that later, okay? Let's go with this. I'm going to go ahead now and save changes, okay? So now we can see our videos are really covering the space. Great. So this is where now we can decide to add more elements here. So let's add more items. So what else do you think we can add onto this page in terms of elements? So we have our countdown timer here. We have our title, description. What else can we add on here to just give a bit more context to our page? So let me have some input from you guys as well, you know. Okay, so any suggestions on what we can add onto this design in terms of elements? Okay. Carmen says call to action. Very good point. So, what is the point of having? Oh, very good. Very good. So we have a call to action and also a sign up for reminder. That is very good. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to add a sign up for a reminder and also a call to action. Right. So let's go back here to our design. Right. So our reminder, let's add our reminder just below these videos here. So I'm going to come over here, click this plus button, single column. So this is where we can add our call to action. Oh, yes, this is call to action. No, our call to action is going to come here on the top because it's better to have the call to action on the top. Let's say sign up. What's it called again? Now, even though I use Divi a lot, I also forget what sometimes these modules are called. Right, it's an email opt-in. Right, the only thing with this email opt-in is I have to set it up with either MailChimp or ConvertKit for this to work. So let's give it a go and see how far we get with this. So for now that I've added it, I'm just going to save this. And now let's work on this background image. Okay, so I'm going to click here on this section settings. And then I am going to play around now with this color, okay, this image. So I'm going to come over here to design. In fact, it's background image size, it's covering, it's centered, that's good. Okay, now I'm going to add my color to this. So it's going to be a gradient. So I'm going to click here on add gradient background. And I'm going to make sure my gradient is placed above my background image. Okay. So now this is where we get to play around with our colors. So you can see here as I'm dragging this slider, this is now showing through on the top here, which is great. So you can decide how you're going to have it. So if you want to have the legs showing there, we can have it that way. So for now, I think I'll go with that. Okay. So now you can see that everything is blending in, which is good. The other thing that you could also do here is to play around with section dividers. But for this design, I'm just going to keep it simple. I'm just going to keep it like this. Okay, so let's work on our reminder here. So I'm going to click here on my module settings. And then I'm going to start with the title here. So get a reminder. And then over here, we're going to add our text. So I'm going to come over here to Lorem 2. Just going to copy my dummy text in here and paste it. So as we did before, what we're going to do here is we're not going to use our default colors here. It's always good practice to play around with our designs and come up with our own settings, custom settings. Okay, so here we don't need the last name. So in fact, even the first name. So I think I'll just leave, like email. And then here for the button, let's go ahead and fix that. In fact, before we do that, let's go to design and start working on our text. So get reminder, we're going to change this to Poppins. Let's make this all caps. And for the size, I think 26 is fine, but let's make this semi-bold. Okay, and then for this text, I'm going to increase this a little bit, and we're going to change it from to Poppins, and also the size. I think the size looks great here. The size looks fine. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Now the next stage is to remove that background. So I'm going to drag the slider all the way down until all that goes. So what I'm going to do here, I think in this case, we need to have a border around this opt-in. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to come over here to Design, Border, and let's have 1 pixel here as our border. Right, so let's choose our color. So right now this white is way too much, it's just too bright. I'm just going to lower this a little bit. So I'm going to come over here to this eyedropper tool and just drag this slider down and reduce the transparency. Okay, so I think I prefer it that way. Now let's go in and adjust our button and also this area here where we get to add our email. So I'm going to click here on email. So on the form background color, we are going to have this transparent, just like that. In fact, let's add a bit of, let's see what works here. Should we add a bit of color or should we make it gray? So this is where now you can play around with your colors and see, what works. But to be honest, I think let's just have this full transparent, okay, like that. Right, so here we also have borders. So let's add our border. We're going to make it 1 pixel. So we don't need any rounded corners for this. So I'm going to add a 0 in there. Right, so now let's add our color. So this is where we can get to add a slightly better color, So rather than have it, real like a light gray, in fact, we can just make it a light gray as well. Okay, I think that looks fine. Okay, now it's time to work on the button. So with the button, let's go to custom styles for button. So I'm going to click here, activate use custom styles for button. Right, so this is where now we can start adding our color to our button. So let's go with our button text color. Let's make it white, but our button background color, okay, let's give it that blue. We don't need a border width for that. Border color, we don't need that. So border radius, let's set that to 0, just to be consistent with our design here. Okay. Right. So over here on that button, it says subscribe. We can always change that from subscribe to to something else, or remind me. In fact, that makes sense. If we change that to remind me, I think that would be even better because we have context to that. Okay. So first of all, here is where you select your MailChimp or whatever email provider you have. So I use ConvertKit. So this is where I'll choose ConvertKit here. And then you can select your list from there and then add it. Okay. But for now, I'm just going to pretty much, now I can't take it back. Anyway, let's leave it as it is there with the name and email, okay? And then here on the fields, I'm just going to get rid of it again. And then success action, this is very important. So you need to make sure that you either redirect people to a custom URL, which could be like a thank you page, or just letting people know that you got your, thank you for sending the email. We've got your email. We will remind you as the time gets closer, okay? So that's pretty much what you can say in that custom URL. And I've also done a tutorial where I show you how to do a a simple funnel. So you can go ahead and on my YouTube channel and take a look at that. But if you don't want to do that, you can always add a success message here, and that should be fine. Okay, cool. So now that we have this in place, let's take a look here. Okay, so we have our email account here. And then for our text, for our button text here, we can either say subscribe or we can just say remind me. Okay, so that's much better. And now we're going to save. So I'm going to drag this now to the top. Okay, so I think it's better over there. Okay, I think that looks fine. Now we need to add our call to action. So our call to action here is very, very important. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to click this plus button here, single column, call to action. Right, so let's add our call to action here. So the title is, you could say hurry. Let's add our description text. So we're going to add it in here. Okay. Right, so what we're going to do next is for this call to action, we need to link this. So we can either add a link here or we can add a button. Okay, so this is the option that you have. So in order for the button to show, if you just click on link, you can add your button URL like that. And now you can see the button now shows. Okay, so let's go ahead and customize this. So let's go to background, drag the slider all the way down. And now we have got rid of the background. Next, let's come over here to design and start making our adjustments. So I'm going to start over here with our text. And then I'm going to change this to Poppins. Okay, it's all caps. Next, we're going to go to our description text here. Again, needs to be Poppins. And it's all centered. That's great. I'm going to increase the size a little bit. Okay, so that's looking good. We're going to increase our line height. I think 1.7 is fine. Now the sizing. We're going to come over here to sizing and reduce the size there. It's a bit too much. So I think 84% is good. We're going to center that. Right, so now we have pretty much everything in place. We also have to go in here and make some customizations to this button for our call to action. Okay, so for that, I think in fact, it's okay as it is in terms of the design. So I'm going to go ahead now and save. And then over here for our promo videos, I'm going to just go in and change my overlay images. Okay, so let's change these overlay images. Make them look a bit more exciting. Overlay. Okay, let's go with this one. Save that, go to the next one. Right, so let's add our final image here for our video overlay. Great, so now we have all the images for our overlay. That looks great. Okay, so we have our call to action now. So if someone comes on our page, they see the countdown there. Cyber Monday is here. Description, and these are the main offers. And then we have a call to action here, hurry, blah, 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 blah. Click here, and that takes them to, the page. So what we could also do here is we can go in and reduce the height, the padding. So let me just go in here and click on spacing. Add 0 to that. Okay, that's much better. Now, this image here in the background, you can see it looks more like a distraction, to be honest. It's distracting us from the content that we have here. So what I may do is maybe even get rid of this image altogether. So these are the decisions that you make as you're designing. So sometimes, you know, it is possible that you can, you know, design something and then you can go back, look at it and think, oh, it's not looking that good, get rid of it. So this is, you know, how design works, okay? Sometimes you just have to make decisions as you're designing. I'm just going to move this call to action here to the bottom as well. So I think this is in a better place. So we have our promo videos here, we have the videos, and then the get reminder here on the bottom. So what I'm also going to do is I'm going to add some more padding to the bottom here. So I'm going to go to spacing, padding bottom. I'm just going to increase the padding there. Okay. So I'll say 180 is perfect for that. So here we can decide what we want to do here with the, you know, in terms of the colors. So I'm going to come back over here, click on background. And if I want my color here to just go as a slight gray and not a full black color, I can just adjust that slightly. Oh, click the wrong button. Let's go back and save. Okay, so pretty much this is what we have so far. Right, now there's something here I'm pretty much not happy about, which I'm going to go in quickly and fix, and that is the countdown timer here. So I'm going to go in here and make it bold. It looks out of place. So I'm going to go into the numbers text. And there's quite a few things actually here that you can do in this numbers text, to be honest. So you can add borders, you can add all sorts of things here. Okay, so let's try this. So you could add a border there, but you know what? That just makes it too complicated. Let's just keep this simple. Okay, let's go to our numbers text and let's make this semi-bold. And even the offer here needs to be slightly bold. In fact, this could be even bold because the text is small. Okay, so I think that looks better, but you can always go in and tweak, you know, if there's certain things here on this design that you don't like. Okay, so pretty much this is what we have. So that's your Cyber Monday promo. Right, so I'm going to take a quick look here and see if we have any questions or any comments or any suggestions. Right. So do we have any questions here? Any questions? Peter here has a good question, and he says, when do we use the percent, pixels, or EM with padding, and what's the difference? The difference here is with percentage, it takes the percentage of the screen size itself. Okay, so let's say you choose 10% padding. So the 10% padding is, if you use a smaller screen, it becomes 10% of whatever it is on that small screen. When it comes to pixels, pixels is just pixels. If it's 20 on a large screen, it's 20. If it becomes on a very small screen, it remains 20. So sometimes using percentages on on padding is actually better because it just automatically adjusts itself as you go to different screen sizes. Now, EM, to be honest, I haven't tried EM. The only time I use EM is with the line height, but I haven't used EM and tested to see what the main difference is. So if anyone in the on the show knows the difference, please let us know in the comments. Yes, please answer that in the comments. Shanu here also says, I've missed a few questions. Please answer me again when Mac University will launch. Mac University will be launching on Black Friday. Black Friday is the launch. However, if you want to get in on the early bird of Mac University release, I have offers. Go to macuniversity.com right now. There's two offers. If you buy the DV Blueprint 3 course right now or today, you will get a lifetime membership access to Mac University. The second option is if you get in on the early discount price of $5, it will be $5 per month moving on, and you'll be locked into that low price. And then after the offer, after the launch, it's going to go to $17 per month. So if you get it earlier, you're in for a very, very good offer because you don't have to worry about the price going up or whatever it is. So you just pay $5, and there's a lot of benefits to this, to be honest, because I'll be adding a lot of courses in there, mini courses on specific subjects. Like, just to give you an example, yesterday I was playing around with plugins, and I came across this plugin called Analytify, and this is the best analytics plugin that I've ever seen that you can actually use on your website. So these are the sort of things that I'll be adding into the university portal as mini courses and things that you can add to your website, okay, or to enhance your website. Custom post types is another one. I'll be doing mini courses on pods or even advanced custom fields, stuff like that. So these website security is another one. So these are the sort of things that I'll be adding to the university portal. So all these mini courses, you'll get them, you get full access to them, and the price will be just the $5 per month if you choose that. And of course, if you buy DV Blueprint 3, you'll get full access to the university going forward. So the only people that are going to get access to this are obviously subscribers to this channel, because this is where I'll be making the announcement. And anyone that has subscribed to my mailing list, you will also be getting this offer. Other than that, pretty much, that's it. Whenever I'm going to be promoting the university, it's going to be at $17. Okay, fantastic. Monique here says, good tutorial, helpful to see thought process for the landing page. Thank you very much. Awesome. Ratapula says, I have problems with dynamic content. I try to make a template, but it does not work out as I want. Right, so these, what are you using to make your dynamic content, your fields? Are you using an external plugin like Advanced Custom Fields, or you're just using the basic fields that come in with WordPress? Maybe I'll be able to help you. So what fields are you using with that? Advanced custom fields. Okay. Toronto Hotspots here says, will you be running your Facebook ads for your Black Friday offer? The answer to that is yes, I will be running a Black Friday offer. So I will also show you or document this, but this will be purely for the members. So I'll make a mini course on how to run Facebook ads, and I will also share, the results and the process that I use to create these Facebook ads. So that's going to be a mini course, definitely. Ratapula, I've got a tutorial that I made on advanced custom fields on my YouTube channel. I know it doesn't go a lot into great depth, but that should be a starting point on getting you up and running with that. So please take a look at that tutorial. And if there is more that we need to add to that, I will also create a mini course on advanced custom fields, because I think for anyone out there using WordPress with Divi or any other page builder, custom fields is very, very important. It allows you to design any type of websites, and this is what design agencies and professionals out there, developers, use. Before, we were unable to really use these custom fields because it was very difficult to style these custom fields unless you were like a full-on developer. So now that we have this integrated into our page builders, it's making that whole process easier. Okay. Shanu says, can we subscribe for the first month only? Right, now here's what's going to happen. If you subscribe for the first month and you take on, let's say, the $5, when you come back, it's going to be $17 because the offer is only once on Black Friday and maybe Cyber Monday, and that's pretty much it. Once that offer is gone, after that, it's going to be $17. And to be honest, if you really, this membership is for those of you that want to develop their web design skills, okay? It's not just one of those things where you can just go in, get one tip and go out. To be honest, it's not even worth it if you were to do it that way. This is full on for anyone that wants to progress and develop their web design skills using primarily, Divi. But of course, if there's demand for other page builders, we can always add these page builders in there. Okay, because think about it. If you join for a month and let's say there's 5 courses there, and some of these courses may take you maybe even like 3 weeks to a month to even do, and then you're out. What would be the point, for that? So I guess if you just want, if you're an advanced user and you just want quick tips here and there, then you're better off, on my free stuff that I do on my YouTube channel, because that's where I just talk about, general tips and how to put them, put things together. But if you want to develop and learn all these new features that are being added onto Divi, added onto WordPress, WooCommerce, and all this kind of stuff, the membership is what you can grow with. And you also get access to me, if you have any specific questions on how to use, for example, here, Ratapula here is talking about advanced custom fields. This is something that we can go on and say, right, guys, let's have a live on, let's say, a Thursday or a Friday. Let's go through advanced custom fields. Let me show you step by step how to do these things. And if you still don't understand or you are in the actual live, you can ask me. And these lives will not be the same lives as I'm doing now. These will be specifically for members only. And that is why you'll be paying for that. So to be honest, if you're just paying for 1 month and then you go, it's not really worth it, to be honest, because this is about adding value, on and on and on and on. You also have landing pages. So I'm going to have templates to get you up and running. So let's say you want to start a blogging website. I'm going to have templates there where you can just download onto your website and boom, you have a basic blog website ready to go in less than 10 minutes, So these are the benefits you're going to be getting from the membership. So yeah, let's take a look here. Yes, dynamic content for a small catalog of products. Yeah, I think that's Shanu says subscription option is not available on the website. Yes, this is something that I'll be adding on by the end of day today. I'll be adding that subscription by end of day today. So I'm just setting it all up and just testing and making sure that everything works okay. Okay, so I can almost guarantee you that in terms of value for this membership, it's going to be way worth, the $5 per month. I mean, think about it. It's $5 per month. I mean, this is nothing. I mean, how many times do some of us just go and just grab a Starbucks coffee and a slice of cake? And that's even more than $5, to be honest. And that's a whole month of value. And some of these courses, as I mentioned, they're going to be costing $400 if you're not a member, So it's going to be great value. And even these discussions that we're having, they're even in more depth when you're a member. So $5, I think for the value, I think it's worth it. But the reason why I'm making it so low is because I've had, a lot of you guys really, supporting me on my YouTube channel. You've followed me a lot and all that good stuff. So I want to make a very good entry level. And for some of you guys like Toronto Hotspot, Monique, and others, you've also bought my course when I announced this. So you are going to get full membership, for life, as long as I'm alive, of course. So that's, that to me, I think is the best that I can do. If I make it $1, a month, it doesn't really make sense, because if you really think about it, it's going to take me time to create these courses, the editing, the preparations, even the live shows. It takes time. So at the end of the day, I would like to earn a bit of money doing this. Of course, I'm not saying this is going to make me a millionaire, but that's a small reward for the work that I'm also putting in for you guys. So I think it's reasonable, to be honest. And again, last week, I did talk to all of you in terms of suggestions of the price points, and this is me trying to understand all you guys in what is fair and what you think is affordable, because I don't want to make this ridiculous to a point where I'm just the only one in the live show or the only one on the university platform. Okay, right. Right, so I will be adding this dynamic content. I will be adding the $5 offer. Like I said, this was meant to go live on Black Friday, but I will have the page up there for you. So you can take a look by the end of the day today, and that's going to be on there. Okay, right. And also something really important. Elegant Themes, they consistently put out a lot of content out there, in terms of updates and what's going on, in the web design scene. So you are going to be getting information, pretty much firsthand. So when features come out, you guys are going to be the first to know that these features are out, and you are going to be the guys that are going to have a full insight to how these features work. So that's another big advantage. And these tutorials that I will be doing, like for the features on the YouTube channel, I will just be making an announcement. In the membership, I will do a mini, case study of how you can apply these features onto your current designs or into a new project. So these are the benefits of Mak University. Okay, so any questions so far? Any questions? We are now in our last segment, and this is the Q&A. So any questions so far, or any suggestions rather? Right, I'm just going to take a look here at Okay, no questions so far on Facebook. Right. So the next show is going to be on Wednesday. Okay. So what I'm going to do on Wednesday is, instead of doing like a long tutorial, I still have some websites that we can review. So I'm going to be doing some website reviews. I'll probably try and do maybe 4 or 5 website reviews on Wednesday. And I will also make an announcement if there's any announcements to make on the show. Shanu says, I want to know the Divi course Black Friday price. The Black Friday price, to be honest, is not going to be... Ratapula says, I'd like to sign up for your course, but okay, bank account and debit card. There is an option for a bank account. There is an option for a debit card. Let me see if I can get the link for you. Definitely, you can use your bank account details. Right, so let me just show you quickly here how this... so if you go to this link, I'll just paste the link here in... so if you go to that link, let me just show you. Right, so that link takes you to this page, right? So when you get to this page, ignore here where it says this offer is not available. I would need to, I've just activated that, but I just forgot to remove that. So what you need to do is to add this coupon code DV50, okay? Like that, and then click apply. And then once you've applied that discount code, it gives you a discount. So now your course is $148. And then if you click here on continue, this is your billing information. You add your first name, last name, email, and then the country and state. In fact, let me try and add this so that I can see if there's any like problems there. Okay, so if I click here on continue, do you see that you have an option for a credit card and also PayPal? So this is where you add your credit card number or debit card number, your CCV, expiration, and all of that. And this is a secure payment, by the way. And then over here, if you want to choose PayPal, you can always click here on PayPal, and then you can submit your payment through that way. So it does work. So check it out again and try it out. If you're still having problems, please let me know. There's also a question here about Black Friday, the course on Black Friday. Ratapula, so do you have a PayPal account? If you have a PayPal account, you could use PayPal as an option for that. Unfortunately, that's the only payment options that I have for this. Okay, right. Shanu says, I want to know DV course Black Friday price. To be honest, this course here does not have a Black Friday price discount already. There is a 50% discount. I mean, as you've seen, it's $247, and then the 50% there gets you to $143. Okay, so I'm not going to make that price any lower, to be honest, because it's not fair for anyone. Or I know there's quite a few of you Toronto hotspots as well last week bought this course to get the lifetime membership. So if I were to reduce this this current Divi Blueprint 3 course lower than that, I don't think it's fair, to be honest, and it's a good price. And once you get that, you're going to get full access for life. I mean, think about it. So there won't be a Black Friday reduction in price on the Divi Blueprint 3 course. No, this is going to be, it's going to have, that price is not going to change. However, if I get all my content in time on Black Friday, for those of you that choose not to go with the membership and want to buy courses as they go, there will be also that option. And the course that I'll be launching on Black Friday is going to be the web design formula. So hopefully by then I will have the curriculum, everything that needs to go into that course, the web design formula, okay? The web design formula. Now that course is going to be about $497 because I'll be covering quite a lot of information. Now for those of you who are going to be members of Mak University, you don't have to worry about that course because it's going to be free in the membership, okay? You don't have to worry about the web design formula, okay? Because that's going to be in the membership. But for those of you that want to buy it separately, it's going to be $497 to buy it. But on Black Friday and Cyber Monday, I may add a 50% discount to that course so that, and then after that, it's just going to be, your normal $497 because I am going to put a lot into the web design formula. And this is going to be a step up from the basic Divi course. So it's going to be a step up. It's going to be covering design fundamentals. It's going to be covering security, how to secure your WordPress website. It's also going to be covering things like SEO. So there's quite a lot of things that we're going to cover here. How to gain traffic to your website. So it's a full package. So this is one of those courses where if you want to become a freelance web designer, everything that you're going to learn in this course, you can apply those skills to designing websites for other clients. Or if you want to design your own website and make it really, really awesome, this course will be for you, okay? Right, let's take a look here. It looks like we have more comments here. Venus IT Solutions says, when are we going to get a welcome message as your portal's live members? Right. I'm just finalizing. As you know, this Mak University, it's a brand new site. So I just want to make sure everything is in place and everything is working fine. I'm just going to do a few more test runs. So I would say by Black Friday, or next week Friday, you should have your welcome messages and your portal to all the information you have access to. There is quite a lot behind the scenes that I'm working on. I need to add all my courses onto Mak University, create the portals, make everything look good, and ensure that everything is working fine, and then invite everyone. Because if I rush it and then I keep asking people to re-sign up and all of that, I think that's going to be frustrating. So I'm just going to try and get everything working smoothly before I make those invitations. So I am working behind the scenes like crazy just to get this up and running. Okay. Shanu says, okay, I will subscribe for $5 today, but how to unsubscribe? You can unsubscribe in your portal. So once you subscribe, there's an option to stop completely and unsubscribe. So that's not a problem. Or if you're still having problems with that, you can email me directly and I will unsubscribe you and stop any future payments. Okay? So you don't need to worry about that. Agante, good to see you. Black Friday is going to be next week Friday. Next week Friday. Okay, so that's going to be the Black Friday week. Okay. Yes. Now, again, I need to emphasize this point. The reason why this entry level to Mak University is low is because ideally I would have wanted to start off with a lot of courses, on there. So this entry price just means that all those initial supporters, in fact, that's how I see it. You guys are really supporting me to get this up and running, and that is why there's that lifetime deal, and also there's the $5 per month. Because to be honest, this is value. For this, you're locked into my future content, and this is going to be my main thing. This is what I'll be creating. Pretty much every day ideas, and I'll be communicating with all you guys. We're going to have webinars. There's a lot that we'll be doing here on this channel. And as you guys are getting better and better, on the side, I'll be learning also more skills on even the experience of running a membership website. I may even have a course on how to run your own membership website. So that's the beauty of this. So you're subscribing onto the knowledge, or even future knowledge that's going to come out there. So, and I'm constantly learning. I'm always learning. So any little thing that I learned that I think can benefit you guys, I won't be holding back. I'll be sharing all this with you guys. And I also intend to do some interviews with industry leaders in web design. So I'm going to try and speak to a lot of guys out there, plugin developers, agency owners, and just to put everything into context so you guys can see the bigger picture of how design agencies are running their businesses and how they're doing things. So it's going to be really, really powerful. I have a lot of exciting visions for Mak University. Even this show that we're talking about here, I'm also going to work on some graphics and make this full on like a TV show. It's going to be promoted. Once some money starts coming in, I'm going to be promoting this on YouTube. I'll be promoting it on Facebook because I really want this to be exciting, something that everyone is looking forward to, every Saturday and every Wednesday. Right. Peter, thank you very much for your comment. I really appreciate it. So I really worked hard to try and prove to you guys that I have some knowledge, on web design and the tools that I use. So thank you very much, and I'm glad that you guys can see that all these videos that I've created in the past, all this hard work was just to try and prove myself that I can be of value to you guys, and some of these tips that I can teach you, you can actually use them in your own designs. Even if you don't use them straight away, but at least you know that the tools that you have the potential of designing, awesome, crazy, designs out there. So I'm really happy with that comment. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. Venus IT Solutions says, can we have Mak Live seminar in India? You're welcome to India. Awesome. I mean, let's grow the audience. Let's make it nice and big. And if we can get like maybe 100 people to attend a seminar, I'm very happy to do that. I love traveling. The first time I really traveled, I haven't really traveled a lot, to be honest. I've been to Zimbabwe, and recently I've been to Spain. Oh, I've also been to Dubai. So I don't mind going to different places of the world. That's always been my dream, to travel and get to know other cultures, visit other countries and experience it, first time, for myself. I know I keep saying this, but my trip to Spain, Barcelona, was amazing. This is one of those memories I'll never, ever, ever forget. It was just crazy. Beautiful. The food, the people, the weather, the fruits, it was just fantastic. I loved it. So coming to India will be no problem for me, but of course we have to make it worthwhile. We have to try and promote it. Maybe we can add this as a future goal, okay, to come to India, and yeah, that'll be really cool. Toronto Hotspot says Niagara Falls, Canada, 2020. Awesome. India 2019. Great. Let's make it happen. I'm very happy. You know, I love traveling, like I've just mentioned. We can make it happen. Even I can say maybe 100 is a bit too much. Even 50. If we break even on the seminar, I'm happy with that because at least we've covered the costs. So I'll be happy to do that. So let's make it a goal. We might even add it in our dashboard in our membership. Okay, let's take a look here. Do we have any more questions? Okay, I think let's round up our live show today. I think we've covered quite a lot today. So these layouts that I've created, there's the Black Friday one. If you haven't watched that tutorial, go ahead. The link to that is in the description below. You can watch how I created that as well. And today, I hope all you guys have benefited from the how to create a Cyber Monday landing promo page. Okay, so what I will do as well is I am going to save these layouts. As promised, these are only accessible to members. So I won't be giving them away for free. They're going to be in the members portal. So that's what we'll be doing in the future. Any layouts that I'll be giving away, they're all going to be in the portal. Okay, let's take a look here. Yes, I will be going live next week on Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So I'll probably have maybe 2 live streams promoting this membership. Or maybe I may have one live stream. I will notify everyone towards the time and let you know when I'll be going live. But it's most likely going to be around the same time. Okay, so yes, I will be going live on Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Next week. Okay, so by then you will have a page which will have Chanel says payment will be deducting on every month, or will it charge at one for the whole year? Right. What I will do is I may have a yearly subscription as well. I think this was suggested by Toronto Hotspots. Yeah. I will also have that option for those that want to take the year subscription rather than the monthly one. So I will be adding that, Chanel. So keep an eye on your in your email if you're not already subscribed to my mailing list. So I will be sending an email out. Okay, so I will have those options to just make things easier. So for some of you who prefer just to pay for the yearly thing and not worry about the monthly payments, that option will be there as well. All right, guys. Thank you very much, as always, for tuning in. I really enjoyed being here with you guys, hanging out with you on this Saturday. So I would like to say have a great weekend, and I will see you again on a Wednesday, giving you an update on what's going on, and also we're going to be doing some reviews of a few websites that we have from where we left off. So guys, thank you very much for tuning in, and I will see you again next week. Take care. Yes, I'll get some sleep. Awesome. Cheers, guys. Take care.